Hello and welcome. Hi friends, this is Patty Bennett. Thank you for spending some time with me today while we make these really cool circle fun fold cards. I honestly don't know if these have a specific name. It's kind of like a Z fold. It's a fun fold. It's a circle card. I don't know what it's called, but I think it's really cool, and I'm super excited to share with you how to make them. If you are just joining live today is August 18th. This is part of my Friday live series at 11 a.m. Pacific time when I go live on Facebook. If you're joining live, then you'll see the little red live button up there. If you're watching a replay on my blog, on my YouTube channel, maybe even on my Facebook page, that's fabulous as well. I welcome all of you and thank you for spending some time with me to see how to make these fun cards. Yay! I'm really excited to share with you. Hang tight just one second. I just want to scoot my camera just a little bit to try to get rid of a certain shadow. I think that worked. Okay, so welcome everybody. Hi Keisha, hi Dana. I do want to say if you're watching a replay and you wish to skip ahead about 2 minutes or so to see the actual creation of these fun fold cards, feel free to do that. But if you're joining live, I would love for you to tell me, do you enjoy making fun fold cards? And even better than that, I think, at least for me, the key is if you're making something fun like this and it ends up to be easier than you think. So that might be the real question, right? Do you like making a wow card, but it's not as hard as you might have feared? Yes, Tammy does. And oh, I have to just say, Tammy had a live video this morning and, well, a premiere video on YouTube. And it was a fun fold that has intimidated me for over a year. And she broke it down. It was so great. If you want to watch that, it's Cards by TLC. And it's just a great video to show you how to break down something that, I thought was a little bit scary. So in addition to me showing you how to make the mechanics of this card, I am going to do the coloring of these two images. They are from the Stampin' Up! So Very Merry stamp set. So if you're just here to see how to do the fun fold, no worries, we'll be done with that pretty quickly, putting it together. And then if you want to stick around and get some Stampin' Blends coloring tips, I'll be doing that on these two images. So it's these two right here, the angel and the Santa. If you don't want the Stampin' Blends tips, you can jump off after we make the actual card. Totally up to you. Of course, I want you to stick around, but I'm just saying some people might just be here to see how to make the card. And if you're looking for this set, by the way, it is part of the Stampin' Up! Online exclusive release that came out last month. So if you go to the Stampin' Up! Online store, if you shop with me, you could get there pattystamps.com/shop or stampinup.com and then log in with your demonstrator. You will see your demonstrator's name up at the top so that you make sure you're shopping with the right demonstrator. But then all you have to do is click menu and online exclusives. They've added this. And then you will see the items that are not in the catalog, which would include this stamp set right now. And when this came out, what was it, a month or two ago, I think it sold out like immediately. And so I didn't show it at that time because I knew that you couldn't order it. But now that it's back in stock, I thought this is the perfect stamp set and image for this card. So that's what we are using today. And if you're super anxious about getting the information and dimensions, on my blog today, pattystamps.com, I have this diagram which gives you the cutting and scoring dimensions. You can jump over there when we're done and you can download or pin that or print it or whatever, whatever you like to do. It'll also be on my blog tomorrow with all of the step-by-step photos. Well, Okay, sort of step by step. Anyway, with photos of the cards so that you can pin those to your Pinterest board as well. So we'll be referring to that as we make it. So I'm just going to catch up real quick. Hello, everybody. I see we have so many people joining in. Yes, Keisha, she said, that's me. I'm always scared at first with the math, but then I do it and I'm like, I got this. That's exactly what this card is as well. Once you do it and you see it, I just really feel like it is so easy. You're welcome, Tammy. Yeah, that was a great video. We are visual learners as crafters. At least I think we are visual learners. And when you see it done, it's just, what a difference, right? When you actually see it created. You may have remembered back in September, I showed this card during the back fold card video. So that was a completely different fun fold, but I showed this one and I said, we'll be here forever if we do this one as well. So we'll do this at a different time. So if by any chance you've been waiting on me for the last 2 months for this video, we are not actually making this card today, but it's the exact same dimensions and fold. So, if you're waiting for that, I apologize. It just took me a while with the rotation of everything I wanted to share with you. This is with the Earth and Elegance suite in the annual catalog, and it is just the same assembly. So you'll see that. So let's oh yeah, Katie, we are live right now. Yeah, you're not watching the replay. We are live. Hi, Nell. Good morning. Hi, Tanya, Polly, Jean, Judy, Colleen. Hello. Oh, so many people are joining. Thank you so much for being here. So let's make this. And what you will need, I don't know if you saw my post earlier this morning, but you are basically just going to need 1 sheet of cardstock, and then your designer paper will be for decorating. But 1 sheet will make 1 card. You're going to need the whole thing. So you can see I've used, oh, you know what? Hang on. I think I pulled out the wrong color. Did I? We are using, yeah, Sweet Sorbet. Sorry, I pulled out the wrong color. Sweet Sorbet for this one. Although really that's no right or wrong. You can use any color to pick up the colors in this paper. Sweet Sorbet for this one, and I used thick basic white to create this one. So we are going to make this, I'm going to cut and score this twice, 1 for each card, just so I can show you twice, because I know sometimes people are like, wait, what? Did you flip that? Did you cut it first? And sometimes it's easier to see it twice. So can I use the red truck on a card too? Yes, of course you could use the red truck. I don't know if the red truck will fit in this circle. I'm not sure. I don't have it handy right here. So before we cut, I just got out, please hold, I dropped half the world over here. I got out these little alcohol swabs because I just wanted to give a quick tip about keeping your trimmer clean and helping it to make some nice cuts. So a couple things I like to do, I get these at Sam's Club. They're in like a box of, 300 million. I don't know. There's a ton of them, right? I keep these at my desk for lots of different reasons. One thing that I like to do with them is to occasionally, and it's not, super often, but maybe once a month or so, I like to clean off my surface here, because sometimes we get little bits of glue or a glue dot or something, and then I like to just wipe the underside of my track, or my, I guess not track, what is this? An arm? I don't know, what do you call this thing? Well, whatever this thing is called. I like to just wipe that down, just give it a little cleaning. And then I take this little alcohol swab or wipe that I've been using, and I take the tip of a pokey tool. I use an older one, and I run it like this up and down a couple of times. So just put it in a new spot run it up and down inside the track here. And what that's going to do, I don't know if you can see, but there's just kind of some dark there. That cleans out the track and it gets all the little pieces of paper dust and whatnot out of there. But it's just a really great way to keep this clean, help your blades cut better, and I don't know. Yeah, just there you go. There you go. I don't know. There we go. I am just going to dry this though, because I don't know if I have any dampness from what I just did. So I don't want to get that onto my cardstock. Oh, you're welcome, Tammy. I'm glad that's a good reminder. Hi, Judy. Yes, I keep those alcohol pads in my craft area as well. Yep, rubbing alcohol. Well, I think it's the same thing, Polly, right? This is basically rubbing alcohol on these swabs, but I do just keep a bunch of those handy. Okay, so that's out of the way. Oh my goodness, I don't know what is happening outside, but that's a super loud. Eric? Eric?
Close the door?
Yeah, can you close the front door? I don't know what the heck is happening out there. It's not... I don't know. That was really loud all of a sudden. There's some kind of a work truck or something out there. Wow. Okay. Wow, just lost my whole train of thought. Okay. So this, like I said, is on my blog today, pattystamps.com. And I hope it's clear. I labeled it 1, 2, 3. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our 8.5 by 11 in half at the 5.5 inch mark. So that's this. It's going to give us 2 pieces. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to score one of those pieces at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. We're going to score the other piece just in half at 4 1/4. So this really is very, very simple. There's not a lot of unusual measurements or anything. So first thing, cut it in half at 5 1/2. One of them we are scoring at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. The other one we are just scoring at 4 1/4. And we'll do this again with the Santa card, just so if you need to see it a second time, you can. We are going to need this to come back just real quick right before we glue these together. But for now, I'm going to set it aside. And I am going to get out my piece of designer paper for the front of my card. And by front, what I mean, and I labeled them here, is the one that you only scored in half is your front. Okay, I guess, yeah, that's technically the front, right? It's this piece with the circle. And the inside piece is the one you scored twice. Okay, so at first, we're just going to treat this like a regular card. So we have our 5.5 by 8.5 scored in half. I'll just bend that so you can see that score. And it's just as if you were making a normal card with your layer 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to glue it together and then we're going to do the circle die cut. I recommend using the circle die instead of a punch just because you really don't want to punch through thick cardstock and designer paper all at once, and you really don't want to punch through glue either. If you are precise enough, you could use a punch. This is about 2.5 inches for what I'm doing on this, but this can be any size. You could have punched through your cardstock front first and then punched through your DSP, but really, I'm not that precise. I don't think I can get it lined up perfectly. So my preference is glue these together and then pick a die. So I have used Stylish Shapes, and it's the second to the largest that I'm using. It's about 2.5 inches. It's going to go right there, and we're going to die cut it. Like I said, it could be any shape, any circle, any size. Doesn't have to be a circle. Could be a punch, but just be careful if you use a punch. That's what I'm warning you about there. And you want to get it centered left to right, and it doesn't really matter where you do it this way, but I am just going to do roughly equal space on top, left, and right. I'm not getting out a ruler. I'm just eyeballing that. So while I turn around and give this a cut through my die cutting machine, I'll just leave that card there for you to look at, and you can talk amongst yourselves for just a second. All right. And this, by the way, is just a little Post-it note flag. That's what I like to hold my dies in place. And then this pops out, and there you have your circle in the front. So very easy. And you want to hang on to this circle. We are going to use this circle. Then, to make this folding mechanism, that is your other piece that we scored in half. And then we gave it that extra at 2 1/8. So all you need to do is flip that one backwards. So now do you see how we have this mechanism happening here? So this piece, we put our designer paper, we cut the circle. And this piece is going to go this direction. I have always made this where I put this flap on top. I guess honestly it doesn't matter. It will work that way too. Gosh, I don't think it really matters. If you put this piece on top, this is where I was going to show you that we're going to need the trimmer for just a second here. What I like to do is flip it around and take off just between the track and this dark part, and that's maybe a 32nd of an inch. I don't know, it's really little. I just like to trim off, so you can see here, just this little tiniest of bits, because when you put this back inside and you glue it and you fold this, it won't bind, and it will ensure that when you close it, this mechanism isn't sticking out at all. So I guess really, if you did put it behind there, I don't know. I guess either way really works. I just have been used to always putting this flap on top. So whatever works for you, totally fine. I have used liquid glue every time I've made this card, which is lots of times, and it has never come apart. So I think it's okay, but adhesive of your choice is totally fine. And it gives you, just a little minute to just kind of line it up, feel that it's lining up there, kind of give it a little press. Yep, there we go. And so that is the mechanism of this card. Do you see how I'm saying it's really not that hard? Isn't that cool? And then for this circle, can you see on this card, I've popped it up with dimensionals. So I'm going to give you a little tip for that. First, we're just going to take this piece, and this is just 2 inches wide, and it was actually from that strip from the front. So it was just sort of this leftover piece that all of a sudden it was just there, and it was kind of the right size. That was kind of a miracle, kind of fun. So decorate that. You could stamp that flap. Maybe that would be pretty if you didn't have an extra piece. Oh, and you know what? I have been neglecting the comments, but I meant to show you that this paper is from the new Winter Meadow package. It's from the holiday catalog coming up. It's got beautiful prints in here, all watercolor. Aren't they gorgeous? And it's this piece that I'm using. I wanted just sort of a celestial sky look for my angel card. And if you're looking for these, I'm going to have a blog post on Sunday, so that will be August 20th. This is where I get them. Mel's Inky Fingers, Melanie Hawken is the one that offers these paper samplers. She's currently offering the holiday catalog paper samplers. I love these. I get them every time she offers them. I absolutely love having this little box, one for every catalog, right here in my craft room. It makes it so easy. Say I want to make a floral card and I'm thinking, oh, are there any leaves in this pack? I can just flip through real quick. I can check for what I want. And instead of getting out every single package, I just have this great little box of them. So again, if you're looking for those, it's melsinkyfingers.com. Her paper samplers, I think they're fabulous. I love using these. So anyway, just a little commercial there for Melanie. Okay, so here's your tip. If you want to end up popping up your circle, whatever you're using for your circle, here's what I did. I closed this. I grabbed my dimensionals and I just started filling up this entire area with dimensionals. Isn't that fun? You can see where I'm going with this. And you're probably saying, wait, you always use foam adhesive sheets. Yes, and I could have die cut maybe a half circle with them, but this was just pretty easy. So I got that ready. I put my dimensionals in the little half circle there. And then when I'm ready, when my angel is all colored, like we'll pretend this is it. Here she is. She's ready to color. Once this is colored, I used this circle, I glued that together, and then I just placed it right there in the opening. And then when you lift this up, it's stuck in the exact correct space. Isn't that great? Love that tip. And then the other thing that does is the back is then decorated and it hides, you know, when you color with your blends and the color soaks through, it would hide that. So you wouldn't see that on the back. But like I said in the beginning, we'll do our coloring afterwards. If you want to stick around for coloring tips, you're welcome to. If you just wanted to see how to make this card, then basically you have now seen how to make this fun fold card. So if you would like to stick around and see it made again, we're going to make our Santa card together. And then, oh, and I'm actually going to make it with a different tree and different colors because I wanted to do sort of a different one. You're welcome to stick around. We'll do this one. We'll do it in a different color scheme there. And if you need to jump off because you've seen what you need, that's it. That's great as well. Thank you, Dana. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Tammy. I'm glad you all enjoy this. Thank you. Oh, thanks. You are all answering each other. You are such great helpers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you are welcome to watch the replay, Mary. Not a problem at all. Oh, good. Robin loves my tips. Yay. Thank you. Yeah, Cards by TLC. You can find her on all the social media platforms at Cards by TLC. So let's set this aside. Let's do this one more time. I know we had people jumping on late, and I know there are people who would like to see it again. So we're going to do the folding mechanism for this one and put this one together, and then we will do our coloring. Oh, you know what? I had decided to make it with, I think this is Parakeet Party. So instead of the red, let me grab a whole sheet of Parakeet Party so that you can see the cutting. Yeah, Parakeet Party. You can see the cutting and folding one more time, and I had a different idea to make it with this tree, and I'm going to color the Santa background with Parakeet Party instead of the blues. I'm glad I looked at that. So again, our whole sheet, 8.5 by 11, we are going to start by cutting it in half at 5.5. If you prefer, by the way, should have said this, you could, hang on one second, where did my, please hold. Oh, yeah, everything's falling. That always happens. Please hold. Here it is. Yes, I did it on this one. If you prefer, you can do it in 2 colors. So you can see that the folding mechanism I did with the white, and the front flap part I did with pecan pie. So that is totally an option as well. I think that gives it a really neat look. I like that a lot, but that's up to you. On this one, I am just going to do both parts with the same color so you can see it cut out of the same color. Sorry, just picking up everything that fell down. Good heavens, good heavens. All right, so we've cut it in half. We're going to score at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8 on one piece, and 4 1/4 on the other piece, and that is the sum total of our cutting and scoring. And I'm just measuring twice. I'm looking twice, 3 times, because I did mess up on one of them when I was making samples. So we'll start with the front. And remember, it's just sort of like making a regular card to begin with. So we have a basic card fold. We're going to add a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer paper to the front. And this one, you probably guessed it, is also from the holiday catalog. I think it's called Merry, Bold, and Bright, but let me grab that little sampler to show you. I think this is going to be really cool with the green. I love Parakeet Party. Let's see, let me just make sure. Yes, Merry, Bold, and Bright. Is that what I said? Yeah, Merry, Bold, and Bright. Look at these fun patterns. If you watched my unboxing video, you did hear me talk about this pack. I absolutely love the fact that there are many designs in here that are not holiday. So when Christmas is done, if you have some of this paper left, go ahead and make all your fun birthday and other celebration type cards with all of the other patterns. That I think could even be Valentine's, really, right? I think it could be. Anyway, I think it's a fabulous package, and I actually bought another pack because I was so excited about this particular package. All right, so while I die cut, I'll leave that there for you to ponder. Oh, Tammy likes seeing the different colors. Awesome. Yeah, I had this idea that it would be fun with the green and a different tree, so I thought we would try that. Let's see. Oh, was there a question? The circle for the Santa, yeah, it's the same as what I just showed you for the angel. So we're going to, this was stamped on the same die cut, and I just put it onto the back side of what was die cut out of the front, and that is going to be what we put in the center. Same idea for the Santa. So after I die cut this, we're going to color this. It's going to go on the back of that, and we're going to flip it over. All right. Thank you for answering each other. You're all so nice. Okay, so then we just pop this out. So that's from, again, the Stylish Shapes, if you missed that before, Stylish Shapes. And we're going to hang on to this, and then we will fold the other piece in half on our score marks and fold this flap backwards. And remember, that's going to make the inside folding mechanism. And on this one, I think I'm just going to flip it because we talked about that before. Let me just hold this together real quick and see if it seems like there would be any reason not to do it that way. Okay, the reason is, can you see this? It's sticking out. So I guess that's the reason not to put it on the back, because then you have that little bit that's sticking out. And I prefer it to tuck all the way inside, which is why I took off that little bit. So I guess there is a good reason for that. See, I had a good reason and I didn't even know it. All right, so just that, I don't know, it's probably not even a 32nd of an inch. I don't even know if that's an actual measurement. And then glue these two together. I did have kind of a funny thing to show you. Yesterday, I was heating up a little, I call them microwave meals, whatever you want to call them. You know, the easy food that you buy in the freezer section, and you just heat it up and then you have that for your meal. And I was laughing at myself because, okay, so here, by the way, this is really good, by the way. I don't know if you're like me, but I like read through it. I think I've got it. I put it in the recycle bin and then I have to pull it out because I couldn't remember all the steps. And I was kind of thinking how it's the same thing when we're doing one of these videos with a fun fold. It's like, I like to give you what I call the roadmap, which Tammy referred to in her video today again. I like to give you the roadmap, the overview, show you the project, and then we break it down bit by bit. But we keep kind of bringing this back in, right? And we double check our measurements and we look at it again. I don't know. That's how my brain works. So there we go. But it just made me laugh that I had to pull that thing out of the recycle bin and like, wait, what? Remove, stir, back in, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I don't know if you're all like that, but I was just laughing at myself. Okay, so again, that 2-inch wide leftover strip decorates the inside. And then all you need to do is flip this piece over, put your Santa on it, and glue it right into the opening. And then when you lift this up, then it's in the right spot. So there's no guessing about where it goes. Or if you want to do it this way and add dimensionals, you can do that. Either way works. And what I thought I would do to decorate the front is, this is a new die cut. It's called, I think it's called, wait, what did I do with my cat? Oh, here it is. I can't show you the inside. Hang on. Let me see. I think it's called Merry Trees. Merriest of Trees? Merriest Tree Bundle. Okay, Merriest Tree Bundle. And it has 5 different sizes of tree die cuts. After you stamp this, you could cut it any size you want. So I am going to cut this tree down to that size so it matches this size. And I'm going to use that on the front of here. So hang on 1 second while I cut this down. So what that did was it made it from a really tall tree. We cut this much off, which we don't need because I used the second size of die. And I'm making it smaller because I thought with that Santa there, it didn't need to be bigger than that. This one is the shimmer paper. And I think this is really pretty. This is the Pretty Peacock. And those cute little ornaments are the iridescent discs. And those are new. And I thought those made really cute little ornaments on the tree. All right. So there we go. We've made the mechanics twice for the angel card and for the Santa card. And if you want to hang out, we're going to color for a bit. I'll color both of these. You can watch, you can ask questions if you wish, and then we will finish the assembly if you would like to see that. So put those here so that I can reference them as I color. Yay, hi Gay, so glad you're here. Let me see if there's any other. Oh, no problem, Roxanne. Yeah, you can watch the replay anytime. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody said she can't do these colors for Christmas. Okay, you can use whatever colors you'd like. My goodness, yes, any colors you'd like. Alrighty, so let's grab, I just like to have my little grid sheet here because you know, when you color with Stampin' Blends, it will soak through to the back, and I don't want to get anything messed up. So we're going to color this, and I'm leaving this one here because I'm doing a little bit of a different color combo. So this is what I got out originally and thought I would kind of play with these colors, and ended up, as you can see, not using the yellow or the Parakeet Party on this one. I was basically pulling out colors from this designer paper. And I see Melanie's here. Melanie, I don't know if you just tuned in, but I was telling everybody about your samplers and giving them the link to your blog. So hopefully you will see some responses to that. I'm so glad that you offer these because they are the best. So for this one, I am just going to go with the Sorbet, the Real Red, and the Parakeet Party. And then I think I will probably bring, well, I know I will need my Petal Pink for his face. And then I'm going to see if I want to use a little bit of blue in there, but I don't know. I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is start out by coloring one section of the background. I'm giving a good saturation of the dark Parakeet Party. Wait, is that what it's called? Why did that sound wrong all of a sudden? Okay, saturating down there with the dark. And then I'm just going to pull that up into the top with the light Parakeet Party to hopefully have just a little bit of a blend of color there. So just a little bit of dark to light as that dries. I was going to say as it cools. We're not cooking. No, it's, wonder if I can lower this a little bit for you without making you totally dizzy. Is that maybe helpful? Maybe helpful there. And then I'm going to do the one next to it only with the light. I want a little bit of variations happening here, a little bit. And then alternate, and I'm going to go back and do this entire thing dark. That's squeaky, isn't it? Sorry. And that one dark. And then I'm going to go back to really saturating with dark. Lots of dark, lots of dark, lots of dark. I don't know, I always have to cap mine. I know you don't have to, but like that's just my deal. And then the light, just for a little variation. And I'm going to do this one all light. This one all light. And then this one, little tiny triangle, all dark. So hopefully, can you see that I think it's showing up, isn't it? You can see like the dark to the light, the dark to the light, just to give it a little bit of interest. You could totally color it all one color, but I wanted to give just, a little bit of interest there. Now I'm going to do the reds and sorbet. And don't forget, always swatch your colors first so that you can kind of look it over, have a little roadmap there of how you want to go with your coloring before you actually put the color on. So I'm going to start here with, I think I'm going to do his hat in mostly all dark red. I want this to be pretty dark. And I'll look over at the comments in just a second. I'm trying to concentrate on this and not mess up anything. And then a little bit of light real red. Mostly dark there, but just give it a little bit of shading. And then down here, I think that's all part of his Santa suit. I'm just going to go all dark red, just for some real saturation there. And then I think that little thing there is part of the red. And then I think this is all his bag, his sack of toys, right? For that, I'm going to go with Sweet Sorbet so that we just have a little bit of a difference in color here. So those are the reds. I'm just going to set those aside. Okay, dark sorbet. So let's see. What do we want to do here? Sorry, I feel like I'm really missing the comments over here. Oh, good, Marcy. Yes, Marcy is talking about the Stampin' Blends chart that we made during our summer soiree event. And Kirsten brought all of the markers, the Stampin' Blends markers, and everybody got to make a chart, and it is very helpful. In addition to that, what I really like to do is to swatch my colors like this for every single project. I only get out what I think I'm going to use, and it just, I don't know, it's just helpful to me to see them right in front of me, just the colors I'm going to use. Okay, so this is sorbet, and I wanted it to be, a bit of a different color than the Santa suit so that it shows, because otherwise it's just going to be all one of the same color of red. So we have the two tones of red, the darker and the lighter. And then I think all I really need to do is give his face just a little bit of color. You can make him any color you wish. I'm using Petal Pink. And that's it. That's it. That's all you need to do for coloring for him. So that was Sweet Sorbet, Real Red, and Parakeet Party. Kind of a fun combo, isn't it? Nice and bright. What a difference from using the peacock and the pool party, right? Quite a difference. Gay says, so organized. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Oh, thanks, Colleen. She's loving the coloring tips. Oh, Jacqueline, this is from So Very Merry. I was explaining in the beginning, this is part of the Stampin' Up! Online exclusive offering. When it came out, I believe last month, it sold out immediately, and then it came back in stock. So it's back in stock, and you can get it as an online exclusive item. All right, so just to finish up the parts of this card, this is the circle that we die cut out of the front. I'm going to flip it upside down and attach my Santa, just so this is nice and sturdy, and so that we're not seeing the back side. Did any of you do needlework or cross stitch? Or maybe you still do. I did a lot of it as a young girl. A lot of Girl Scout badges, did a lot of things with my mom. And I always remember the backside just being the biggest mess in the world and so ugly. And that's why you usually framed your work or made it into a pillow or something like that. And I always kind of feel like that about the back of my coloring because it's just like, oh my goodness. Don't want anybody to see that. So now nobody's going to see the back. Then you can, if you're really sure of yourself, put glue on half of here. But I really think what is better is to just hold this down and put your adhesive right here. And then put the circle on top of the half circle. And then it'll be in exactly the right spot. I'm just going to hold it there for just a moment. Hold it down. And then when you lift up the card front, it's in exactly the right spot. No guessing. Ta-da! Pretty cute. I like that. And then the tree is going to go down here just to like finish off this great parakeet party look. And this was parakeet party and granny apple green. It's a two-step stamp. And I was going to grab my foam adhesive sheets that I always like to use, but this is right here, so I'm just going to do this. Not putting them all the way up because the tip of the tree extends into that open circle. And I hope I didn't put one of those too high. Nope. Oh, okay. So there we go. I'm just going to add a greeting to the front. I think I'll put a white panel in here and then add another greeting there. So there is the version in Parakeet Party. Let's look again at the version with the Sweet Sorbet. And I have used another new stamp set here. Love this one. It's called Joy to You. I love a good, bold greeting. So I did Sweet Sorbet on the inside of that with this one that's coming up in the holiday catalog. So there you have two versions of that. What do you think? Do you like the red or the green? What is your preference on this card, on the Santa card? Just curious. Thanks, Robin. She loves the color combinations. Thank you, Peggy. Oh yeah, Jean, I agree. I don't know that I could do counted cross stitch anymore. I used to make so many projects with cross stitch, but I don't know that I could do it with my eyesight anymore. Oh my goodness, Polly said she made the backside of her cross stitch projects beautiful too. I don't even know how to do that. Okay, well, some of you like the red, some of you like the green, and some of you love both. So yeah, I do too. I love them both. I think it's really cute. I don't know if I want to put, I don't think I'm going to add the little ornament discs to this tree. I think there's enough going on there. So I don't think I will, but I do think that this is going to need a white panel inside and then, yeah, and then a stamped greeting. All right, if you're still with me, we are going to color the angel next. If you've had enough, you need to go, or you want to watch the replay, no problem. So there we go. I really like that. Ta-da! Okay, let's do the angel. So for the angel, I took my color inspiration from this piece of the Winter Meadow paper. And if you look at the whole 12 by 12, I think you'll find all these colors in it. You know what's funny is I didn't even look at the pack. So shaded spruce. Oh, I didn't add shaded spruce. That's pretty dark. Pretty peacock, yes. Lost Lagoon, yes. So I've added Balmy Blue and Pool Party, which Stampin' Up! Did not list on the color selections of this paper, but I don't know. I found them to be in this pack, so we'll see how it looks. Let's see. I have this and have made the bird, but not the Santa and the angel yet. Oh, good. I'm glad it's helping you. All right. Yeah, bright lights and magnifying glasses to do cross stitch. I know. Oh, good, Jacqueline. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Just catching up on the comments. Lori says she likes the peacock against the red with this. Yes, I do too. The peacock and the red, I think, are beautiful and striking together. I agree. I agree. Alrighty. So let's see what we have going on here. I did bring in Daffodil Delight, which isn't on my swatch card, just for her hair. And then, can you see on the wings, I've highlighted just like little teeny swatches of yellow so that they weren't just absolutely plain white. I suppose you could do that with any light color, but I thought it was kind of a pretty look. So I do have my Balmy Blue and my Pool Party. I'm going to put these in order. Lost Lagoon, Balmy Blue, and Pretty Peacock. So I'm just going to keep them in the same order as this. And then I think I'll just kind of do it the same colors here because I do really, really like how that turned out. And I'm not really having a reason to change it. Any other questions? Oh, great idea. Katie said making one with every color of the bulbs. Yep, totally fun. Oh, good, Sally. Yeah, I've done this fun fold twice on this video, so you can watch either one on the replay. Thank you, Karen. She said the stamp set is growing on her. I just thought it was the absolute perfect stamp set because you can see how perfectly it stamps. Well, the size is perfect for that stitched, stylish, wait, can't even speak. Stylish shapes. Stitched die. Oh my goodness, don't even say that fast. But I thought it was the perfect size. So I thought that this was a fun set to use for this card. I started again with the background and I started with Dark Pool Party. And I'm not sure why, but I thought with the stained glass, it might be fun to try this where I did dark around the outside and then I filled in with the light. And I don't know, you can, do whatever you'd like, but I kind of thought for the stained glass look that this might be a fun way to try it. So that's what I did. And that's what I'm going to do again here. So dark around the edges. And this is Pool Party. I'm using the bullet tip because these are smaller areas. I wanted a really good saturation. And a lot of color on here. I normally color like quicker with the broad tip and I don't put down this much ink, but I really wanted to try to get these to blend dark to light on there. On my smaller areas, I think I just used either the dark or the light. I didn't try to blend. Now this one, you want to make sure you go around her hand. And don't get the ink too close to her hand because when you color the hand, you don't want it to bleed. I suppose you could leave it white. You could leave her hand white if you don't want to risk it bleeding. And this one, let's just do this one all light. Let's see how that looks. It might be too light. Might be too much of a contrast. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. And let's do this one light, and then we'll do the other one all dark. Let's see how that looks. all light, and then we'll do this last one all dark. I debated. I didn't know if this last section was part of her dress, but after I got it done, I think I like it as the background. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think you can do whatever you'd like. I'm just going to do a little shading right there. And then over here, I debated again. I wasn't really sure what was part of her dress. So I just started filling in, and I just thought, you know, it's fine. It's a piece of art. You can do whatever you'd like. Oh. If you want it to be part of the dress, by all means, make it part of the dress. If you want it part of the background, totally fine. So then that left this section as her dress. Okay, so that was all pool party. I think I'm going to just give that one more shading and let that soak in there. And then for the dress, I switched to Lost Lagoon. And I think, I don't remember for sure, but I think I might have gone over a little bit of it with the lighter pool party. I'm not positive. I don't remember. Let's see. Just think I don't have new blends. What colors? Yeah, you can use whatever colors you want for that. No, I can't say it 5 more times. That was a tongue twister. Yes, Anne, a total. Their alliterations are definite tongue twisters, I know. And to say them on video is even worse, right? It's one thing to kind of say it to yourself, but oh my goodness. On video, that's crazy. So let's just start out by copying what I did. I'm going to do the light Lost Lagoon. I'm using the broader tip because I don't need this to be super saturated. It's okay if you go into the darker areas a little bit because they're going to be darker, so it's not a problem. But I'm going to use the bullet tip here for these smaller areas. Sorry, sometimes I stop mid-sentence because I'm concentrating. Okay, so I like this, and I think this is what I did on my sample. I don't know, kind of looks like I did add some Pretty Peacock, but I don't remember. I only did this like 3 days ago. You would think that a person could remember. Oh well. Busy brain, that's what my son calls me sometimes, busy brain. I call him sponge brain because he can remember anything. And he calls me busy brain because I've always got 500 things on my mind. Too many tabs open. Trying to get that little bit right there. And then we'll just do one last little bit right there. Okay, and then we have the outer part to do and the yellows. So, you know what? I'm going to do the outer part first. I don't want the yellow to bleed into this Lost Lagoon. For this outer circle, these alternating little sections, I used Balmy Blue because I really feel like it's in this paper. Does that, I think you can see that. I really wanted it to pick up all the colors in this paper. And so I thought alternating light and dark Balmy Blue would be a good way to bring in those colors. And I don't know, funny little things make me happy, but I was super happy when I got all the way around and found that if you alternate colors, it turns out right or equal or however you want to say it. Symmetrical, not symmetrical. Well, whatever the word is. Because I would have been unhappy had I got to the end over here and had 2 dark sections together. Is that just silly or what? Probably really silly. So alternating light and dark balmy blue. I felt that each section was too little to try to do any shading. So by alternating, you're still getting the lights and darks. And you'll notice I'm turning the image and my hand is still over here. It's because this motion right here, just as you saw me color, is my natural way to hold a marker and to color. If I start trying to contort my wrist around like this, that's not natural and I don't get as nice of a colored area. So by turning the paper, kind of like with fussy cutting, turning the paper, keeping your scissors still is kind of the same thing as this. All right, daffodil. I put a little bit of dark down at the bottom, filled it in with the light daffodil. And then that's where I was saying before, I just sort of went in and like I'm not really even coloring, I'm just sort of flicking almost a little bit of color under each area here where the wings are sort of pieced together. I don't think there's a right or wrong here. I just think that it adds just a little bit of something. And then very lastly, I did her hands and her face. You can do any color you like. We have a set of 10 natural tones that are fabulous for this if you want to make any other color of skin tone. So there we go. There is the angel from So Very Merry. I hope this is a acceptable stained glass-ish look. I don't know, maybe I should have studied stained glass on the internet and looked for some ideas, but I did not. All right, where? Oh, good. I thought I lost it. So this, remember, is the piece. I think it was kind of right. Yeah, right about there. So we die cut that earlier. I'm going to flip it over and glue my angel on so that we don't see that. Oh my gosh, we're already over an hour, my friends. We're already over an hour. It feels like we've been here 5 minutes. I don't know. How is this the fastest hour of my week? I don't know. Because time flies when you're having fun? Is that it? Is that what they say? I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. Hope you're learning something. If you enjoy this, I really hope that you'll click like. That's always very kind of you if you give me a little like or a thumbs up or whatever. I appreciate that. And then the Santa, remember we didn't put dimensionals. That's okay. You can do this either way. So then you just sort of hold it in the middle of the circle wherever you think you're going to want it lined up. I'm going to press down onto those dimensionals. And then when you lift up the top flap, it is in the perfect spot. Isn't that beautiful? I love this. I think it's so pretty. You know what? Now that this is dried, I can tell that on my first one, I did go over this with the light pretty peacock. Can you see the difference? This one has a little more of a blue tone. This one has a little more of a green tone. And I thought particularly with this piece of paper, see the darker blue up here? I added that to make it a little more cohesive. I think I'll just leave this one. I like it either way, but I think you can see a bit of the difference there. So all the beautiful blend colors. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. And our 4 cards from today. Sorry for my reach. Oh, and inside, I forgot to show you, this was another new set. Night Divine I used for the front and the inside. This is another new set in the holiday catalog. So here we have the Joy and Peace, and then on the inside I did Glory to God in the Highest. Alrighty, so tell me, are you going to try this fun fold? Are you going to try out the So Very Merry set? Are you going to do some coloring? Just tell me all the things. Are you excited about this? I am. I think it's really pretty. I think this was the perfect set for this card. What did I use for embellishments on the angel card? This is, I think it's these new Bloomin' Pearls. I loved this. It's a really iridescent-y blue-green. It's in the holiday catalog, and I'm pretty sure that's what I used. Aren't they beautiful? They're really gorgeous. So any other questions? Yes, you're going to try the fun fold. Yay, Peggy. Jean just ordered So Very Merry. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, thank you, everybody. I am so glad you enjoyed it. I am so glad you're going to try it. I'm just scrolling back. Let me just see if there were any other questions. Marcy says she's suddenly feeling the need to color. I know. It's just such good therapy, isn't it? Alrighty. Fabulous. Okay. I don't see questions. If you had a question and I missed it, could you retype it right now? I'll hang out for a minute and answer your questions. Oh, good. Sally's going to try it for Christmas cards. Oh, Anne, you're so sweet. She said, this is the best part of my Friday. Yay. Thank you, Anne. You're my biggest cheerleader. You are so sweet. You're welcome, Susan. Thanks, Eileen. Thank you, Susan. I don't know. Are any other questions? I don't know. I'm sorry I didn't look at comments as much today as I should have. I was so into the coloring and all, but I'm happy to answer them. Okay, Diana's going to try it with the red truck. Awesome. Yes, let us know if it fits. Yes, a wreath in the circle, Jane. You are so right. I bet we have awesome wreaths. And remember, you can use a larger circle. So if you used the biggest circle in stylish shapes, you would have even more space for a larger image. So you could do that. I bet it would work if you even die cut a wreath shape. If there was a wreath die, I bet that would work. And again, if you're looking for the dimensions, they are on pattystamps.com today. If you need to place an order or you need a catalog, those links are on my blog as well, pattystamps.com. And the pictures for these so that you can pin them, print them, save them will be on my blog on August 19th. That's tomorrow. And then you can save these for reference if you'd like. Let's see, where can I get the how to fold the card? Yep, Sheila, it's on my blog today. It will be on my blog again tomorrow, pattystamps.com. And you can also watch the replay. I made it twice on this video today so that you can see it twice just to reinforce how to make it. Yes, the larger circle would be great, Terry. You could use whatever size you want. You can even do it with a square. You could do it with a hexagon. You can do it with whatever shape you'd like. I think the deckled circles, I think would be awesome as well. You could do that. So whatever you'd like to use. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and have some stamping time, creating time, coloring time, whatever feeds your soul. And I will see you here next week, the 25th, for another live video. And we will do some crafting together again. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.